All right, so today I am going to be showing you how to edit a video using Wondershare Filmora 14. And this is for videos for YouTube or any other project or event that you might be creating a video for. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi, I'm Darlene, and this is Heartfelt Creating Over 60. And on this channel is where I teach all things YouTube. I am fairly new at this myself, so as I learn, I am teaching you in hopes that I can help you with growing your YouTube channel. So if at the end of this video, if you have found it to be helpful, will you please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. All right, so let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is go to our web browser, and we're going to need to download the software. Okay, so we are going to go into the search bar and we are going to type in Wondershare Filmora 14 download. There it is. We're going to click on that. And Wondershare Filmora 14 download, click on that. Okay, so here we are on the main page of Wondershare. They have many different programs that you can choose from. Today we are just going with the Filmora 14 editing software. So up here in the right hand corner you can see download or sign in. If you've already downloaded this, all you need to do is sign in, and then we can go ahead and get started. If you haven't downloaded it yet, you can click on this blue icon here that says download, or you can come down here on the left-hand side in the middle of the screen that says get started for free. Let's go ahead and click on that, and that's going to download automatically. Then you are going to go into your folder of your downloads and click on download, and here's your link to Filmora 14. So you're going to go ahead and double click on that. Then it's going to ask you if you would like to allow this app to make changes to your device. You're going to click yes. I'm not going to go any further from here because I have already done this. And you're going to go ahead and click yes. It's going to download it to your computer. And I'm going to totally get out of here now to show you. You're going to have this on your desktop over here that says Wondershare Filmora 14. Now we're going to double click on that, and it's going to open up your editing software. Now this can look a little bit intimidating, but don't worry. It's really quite simple. I am not a genius when it comes to stuff like this. And if it's easy for me, it's going to be easy for you. I'm going to explain just the basics because this software can do so much, but I haven't gotten into all of that. I just use the basics, and that's what I'm going to show you today. Okay. So up here across the top in the left-hand side, you can see media, stock media, audio, titles, transitions, effects, filters, stickers, and templates. Okay, so under media, this is where you are going to import the media from your computer, your videos. Okay, and then stock media is just going to show you a whole bunch of different things that you can choose from. If I was going to say woman on cell phone and click enter, it's going to end up pulling up a bunch of pictures that I can choose from to use as B-roll in my video. Okay, and then up here is audio, You can choose from AI music, different sound effects that you can add to your video. This is if you want to add some text to your video. Transitions is if you'll see on my videos, and I'll use in this one, that you can just use different transitions in between certain clips in your video. Then you have effects, which I don't use. Then you have filters. Sometimes my video is a little too dark, so I'll end up using sunny days and it will brighten it up a bit, and you have a whole bunch of different things that you can play with and choose from. Stickers is where you are going to find things like subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, thanks for watching, like, subscribe, cool little stickers. And then up here is templates, which if you want to use one of these to create a video and add some B-roll to it and your own audio and your own titles and create a video through here, you can do that as well. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on Media, and then I'm going to click on Import. I am going to go to my videos, and here are my two videos that I am going to be editing today. So I am going to hold down on the Control key, highlight these two, click on Open, and it's going to import those two clips up here in this section. Now here you can go ahead and you can drag this if you just want this to be larger and you have a whole bunch of clips that you want to deal with and see all at once. I like to see my screen larger. You can also do the same thing on this side, slide it over this way. And then up here, also the same thing. If you want to see your rows of audio, video, video 2, and so forth, I'll explain this in just a second. Over here, you see the back and the forward button to undo or redo what you've already done. Here's a little trash can to delete some clips as you're editing. I'll show you these as we go. The only ones that I really truly use is the back and the forward, the trash, and the scissors for cutting. There's also another place that I use that most often, and I'll show you that as we go. Over here, the only thing that I use here, and in the future I'll probably use more as I expand my knowledge in this software, but right now the only thing I use is the little speaker when I want to do a voiceover. In this video, it may sound like I'm doing a voiceover, but I'm not. I am using my headset. Okay, so I'm going to shrink this back down a little bit. And up here, you could do a couple of different things. But first, I need to show you. Let me slide this over. Up here, it says File. You want to click on there. And then you want to go down to Project Settings. Click on it. Okay. For project settings, you have a couple of different options in here. The ones that I always use for the widescreen regular video is the 16:9 ratio. If you're editing to make a YouTube short, then you would choose the 19:16 portrait ratio. Okay. I don't know anything about all these other ones because I don't use those. Like I said, this is just for your basic editing for either a YouTube video or a YouTube short. So I'm keeping it on widescreen because this is a full video. And then for the resolution, I have mine on 1920 by 1080 full HD. I have it on this one because this is what I was recommended to use for the best quality video. So that's what I chose. Here it is automatically set on 25 frames per second, but I choose 30 frames per second for it just gives a crisper video. And then I don't even mess with these. I leave those just as it is and I click OK. Now there's two different things that you can do. You can either click and hold and drag this down to where it says video 1, or you can click on the little plus button. Clicking on the little plus button, it is going to automatically drop it down for you into the video 1. And the very first thing that I like to do is adjust my audio. Okay. I like to come over here into the little speaker, and I like to have it set on about 50 or right around 50. And then I come down to my computer's volume and make sure that that's set on about 50 as well. Okay, so then you can see a little hand. Click on it and you'll see a little fist, and that allows you to drag this volume up and down. Okay, so I like to, you can see where it's showing numbers as you go for your decibels, and I like to have it about 13.70, and then I take a listen.
All right, so I need your help.
Okay, that sounds good to me. If it's a little too loud, you can just go ahead and you would just like adjust it and bring it down to a lower decimal, like 7.40. And if you didn't feel like it was loud enough, you can actually bring it all the way up if you wish. But I am going to leave mine on the 13.70 because that's where I think that it sounds the best right now. So then if you click on this little red bar, you can drag this back and forth, and this is going to be placed where you want to cut your videos. Okay, so I'm going to drag it right to this very first spot where I can see that I start talking, and then I can either click the scissors here or I can click the little scissors up here, and that is going to cut and separate this from this main clip. Then you're going to click on it to highlight it, and you can either right click and delete up here, or you can hit this little trash can, or you can hit delete on your keyboard. Let's go ahead and use the trash can, and that will get rid of that. Now, you can see that I have some spaces here where I paused, and I just go ahead and slide down, hit the scissors, slide it over, hit the scissors. It automatically highlights this little section, hit the little trash can, and voila, it's gone. Excuse me, sorry. And you can do that in all of these little blank spaces so that you don't have these long pauses. Now, in case of doing a tutorial, you wouldn't want to go ahead and automatically, go forward and do that, because in these spaces is where you might be silent, but you are crocheting a certain part of your tutorial that you're going to want your viewers to watch. So make sure you keep that in mind. This particular video, I am not doing a tutorial. It's just a talking head and I'm showing you things. So I'm just going ahead and I can see where, I'm not doing anything at this point. So I'm going to edit those out. So now I'm going to go back to the very beginning and I am going to listen a little bit.
All right, so I need your help unwinding my balls. I have so many yarn balls of different colors.
Now you can see that it's kind of lagging. Don't worry about the video matching up with your audio. Sometimes, when you're first starting to use this, you're going, oh my God, what's happening? Once I finish this is not going to line up and match up. That's not the case. Okay. On good days, this is going to work just perfect. There are some days I don't know why. It could be that I am recording my screen, so it is causing my computer to lag down a little bit. But you shouldn't come across that problem very often. Once in a while you will. No big deal. It will catch up with itself and it will be just fine at the end.
That I'm not sure what to do with. I have been contemplating for a while now and can't
see. Again, there was a little bit of a pause there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clip that out. Okay. Now, to just move right along, this is my hook of my video where I am telling you what my video is about. Then there's going to be a spot where I begin my intro. And I'm going to just go ahead and slide this down to where I think that is. Let's see. Yep, okay, so this is where I pause and then I start saying, hi, I'm Darlene and this is Heartfelt Crochets. So this is where I'm going to want to cut and then I'm going to drag this over. Up here in the plus sign, I realized that I didn't bring over my little intro clip. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go into my videos under my Heartfelt Crochets. Here it says where I have my intro. So I'm going to click on it. Here's my intro clip and my end card. I'm going to hold down Control on my keyboard and I am going to click these two and then click open. Automatically import those two clips into this editing software. So now I am going to just click and hold and I'm going to drag this and place this down here. It dragged both because it was both highlighted. So that's okay. You just click on it and then delete it. It's not going to delete it from up here. Okay. And then we're going to listen. Give that a listen.
Notification bell.
Okay. So I think that I might have went a little bit too far over here. So hold on. Let me check out something.
Okay. So I created a poll.
Yeah. So I went a little too far. I thought that this is where I started my introduction, but no, my introduction is back here. So this actually is good because now I'm showing you that I made a mistake. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit this back button just to get rid of what I just did. And it brings it right back. And it's like, okay, no worries. Now I am going to slide. I'm going to hit it back one more time because I want to get rid of this splice. Okay. So now I'm going to slide this back and see if I can find where I started that intro.
Hi.
and it's right here. So now I'm going to slide this over, come up, and I have to add these in again because I did backspace in it. I mean, I did hit the back arrow, so it got rid of me importing those, but that's okay. We'll just do it again. Okay, so there they are. And we're going to drag this down. And again, I didn't separate it. Let's back that up. I want to show you. Okay, so these two are still highlighted. All right, from me highlighting both of them at the same time in my files on my computer when I imported them. So just click and it will unhighlight them. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and just click on this one.
All right.
And I'm
so
going
I
to
need your help.
Drag down. And then I'm going to click and hold and drag that back over. And now I'm going to give a listen.
I need your help in deciding. Hi, I'm Darlene and this is Heartfelt Crochet.
Okay, so now it gets into my intro, and a little bit further down in the intro, we're just going to see if we can find where I ask you to subscribe.
Helpful in any way, or you have at least liked it, then please subscribe.
Right there. So now I am going to go up to stickers. The one that I usually use is this one, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and I'm going to drag it down to where I want it to be. And I'm going to place it on above my video, and now it's going to say video 2 over here. And this is where you would place all of your B-roll that you are going to want to add in your video. And I will end up having a whole new separate video on B-roll in the future explaining what that is. But this subscribe to my channel sticker is considered a B-roll. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to play that. Once you see the subscribe come on the screen, you can click on it up here in the main screen, and you will see this perforated line, and you're going to go in either one of these corners, it doesn't matter, and you're going to see these two little arrows, and you're going to click and hold, and then you're going to drag it down to the size that you want. Okay, and then come over into the center of it and blah, blah, blah. Come over to the center, click and hold, and drag it to place it wherever you want, and then I'm going to continue to play.
Thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Okay, so I created a...
So that's good, and I am just going to go ahead and continue on listening to the video, and we'll say that it's all good. Okay, so I wanted to show you this bar right here really quick. If you click and you hold, it's going to shrink this whole entire strip of your video. Because sometimes you'll accidentally hit that and go, oh my God, what did I do? That's okay. Don't freak out. Because all of a sudden, everything's going to shrink down really tiny. And you're not going to know what to do. You're just going to go back up to this bar. You're going to click and hold. And you're going to drag it to the right. And it's just going to expand everything again. It's no big deal. Okay, so this is pretty much just if you want to compress everything into just a little tiny bit. But I like to have mine spread out quite a bit as I am editing mine. Okay, so, but there's certain cases that you'll see that there is a very wide span of dead spot that you want to delete. And that's when you would go ahead and you would click and you would bring it to the left to shrink it down so that you can have a clear visual of that space that you're deleting. And then you could just go ahead and drag it back over to the right to expand it some more. Okay, So let's say that everything is all hunky-dory. I've gone ahead and I've clipped out all my dead spaces. I already added my subscribe over here. And now I'm going all the way to the end. We'll say that I finished. Okay. I have quite a bit of editing to do, but we'll say I finished. Up here, doing what I'm doing here and dragging, this could take forever unless there's two things I can do. I can click and I can drag it all the way to the right and make it smaller so I don't have to deal with all of that. So I can just quickly drag it to the end, or I can come up here to this bar. I can click on this little ball and I can drag it all the way to the end. They control each other, as you can see. Okay, so we'll say that I did all this editing and now I have one more little clip that I need to add at the end. I'm going to go back up here to media so I can see my clips. Oh no, I actually have two more that I need to add. So we'll click on media. I had made a mistake over here and I'm going to clip that out. And then I had corrected it in this video. So I would just click and I would drag and again, click and hold, drag this to the right so that I can see more of this video. I would go ahead and give it a listen, clip out anything that I don't want. And then at the very end, I'm going to click and I'm going to drag my end card. Once I have completed all of the editing, what I would end up doing now is I would go back up to File up here in the left-hand corner, click on it, and click on Save Project As. And then in here, you are going to title what you want to save it as. Make sure that you have highlighted the proper folder where you want to save it, and then you would click Save. Okay. I'm not going to do that with this particular one. I'm going to come up here and show you. After you have saved it, come up here to the right where it says Export. You are going to click on it and click on Export to Device. You could upload it directly to YouTube or TikTok or wherever it is that you want your video to upload to. I like saving mine to my device so that I can have them in my files at all times on my computer. So I'm going to click on Export to Device. And then I'm going to click on Local. I'm just saving it on this computer, so I'm clicking on Local. And then you don't have to worry about this unless you want to. Then we are going to click on this little folder and we're going to make sure that it is in the file on our computer that we want it to be in, and then we will end up selecting that folder. Okay, I'm going to click cancel. You're just going to take a quick glance over, make sure everything's good. It's set on your 1920 1080 HD. We have 30 frames per second. Yes, everything looks good. Then you would click on the export button, and that's going to automatically start exporting your video down into your computer. You will get notified when it has completed. It could take a while depending on how fast your computer is and how the software is working for you on that day. No matter what software you are using, no matter what editing software you are using, you are going to get some lag. That's just the way that computers work. Okay? Doesn't matter if it's a PC or a Mac, it's still going to give you some lag. Once you have exported, you can go ahead into your files on your computer and choose where you saved it. And then from there, you would go ahead and import it over to your YouTube studio and for posting or wherever it is that you want this video to be. If you want to know how to upload a video to YouTube, I'll go ahead and I'll link that video in the description box below.
So that is how you use Filmora 14, Wondershare Filmora 14 editing software. And leave a comment below. Let me know if you found this video to be helpful. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And until next time, bye.